This is the end of the beginning. Welcome to today's show. It is very rare that I'm left speechless, but I was almost left speechless when I saw this music video trending on YouTube. But somehow, after absorbing it and taking it in, I feel the need to speak about it. And recently, I covered this person, Doja Cat. Most of you might be familiar with the video that I did just less than a month ago, 3 weeks ago. In fact, I did a video about this same demon. It was called Paint the Town Red. You know, eyeballs, dressed up as the devil, demonic possession, black eyes, you name it. It was all in there. Demon-possessed eyes, I should say. Everything you could possibly imagine. Well, Doja Cat has managed to top itself with a new music video that's trending, of course, for the kids out there. What's it called? Well, it's called Demons, and it has more symbolism than even the last video. And this might be the most demonic thing I've ever seen. Now, people will be like, well, it's called Demons, so of course it's going to be demonic, Mr. Call or end of the beginning. Oh, right, of course. It's going to be demonic, right? Well, most people are going to see this, and they're so dumbed down, they're going to be like, well, it's just like the movie Poltergeist, right? Or Demons, oh, yeah. And this is literally showing you exactly what's going on in the world. Yeah, with everything that you just saw happen, with things being put in people's bodies, we got black goo. We've got it all, so let me just get right into it. I'll start by just letting you know that Doja Cat, if you're not familiar, has a tattoo of, you know, what looks like the Baphomet. Also has a tattoo of an eyeball on Doja Cat's hand, so don't be surprised when you see eyes in the video, because Doja Cat, again, failed optometrist, loves eyeballs. In the last video, I might also remember the pentagrams all over Doja Cat's, whatever Doja Cat is, all over the arms of Doja Cat. So we start off, of course, with the TV on static, giving you those frequencies, right? We know lots going on right now with frequencies and people being hooked up to frequencies, but they don't want to talk about that because that's tinfoil hat stuff. So we start off with the TV on static, and people will be like, well, it's like Poltergeist. Well, there's a lot of truth in Poltergeist as far as spiritual realms and bringing entities over. There's a lot of truth to that, okay? We see an upside-down demon on the ceiling, right? It's Doja Cat again. No big deal. Doja Cat in the last video did the same exact thing, just a little bit of a different costume, and that one had, more whitish horns. Here, we just have straight-up black ears looking straight up like the devil, like a demon, I should say. And it's no big deal, right? Because this is normal. Doja Cat just goes from one video to the next dressed as a demon, and people aren't suspicious at all. So we get the actress from the Addams Family in the film. Why not throw that into the mix? Probably just another Hollywood demon actress. But we get the demons all around the bed. The woman's surrounded by demons, about to be demonically possessed. And then what do we cut to? Well, we see Doja Cat. What happened to Doja? How did Doja Cat become a demon? Well, I can tell you how Doja Cat became a demon in real life if you want to know. Made a deal with the devil. You want to know? Well, you can start with the secret societies that Doja Cat has been indoctrinated in, whether it was Rainbow Girls or Job's Daughters for Doja, whether Doja's a part of a bloodline. But Doja, like most celebrities, made the ultimate sacrifice. And no, I'm not talking about Doja losing sleep, staying up late at night, writing really amazing lyrics like the ones you hear in this song. Like, things like, how my demons look. Now that you biatches shook. Yeah, how my demons look. Now that my pocket's full. Wow, it's really deep stuff. So Doja made the sacrifice, of course. I'm not talking about, again, the lyrics of the music, because a 2-year-old could write that. No, Doja made the human sacrifice, as they all do when they talk about sacrifice, to get in the position that Doja Cat is in. And Doja, of course, like the rest of them, are demons. And Doja, you might be like, oh, Doja's in the bathtub. That's interesting. Okay. Well, this is going to get more interesting. You might remember the bathtub. It's a symbol that they use all the time. Satanists are rebaptized. A lot of the times you'll see music videos where they're taking a bath in blood. That's their satanic baptism. Satanists take blood baths the way that Christians are baptized in water. Satanists are baptized in blood. Okay? We've seen Machine Gun Kelly do it. We've seen Eminem do it. Sometimes they'll just use bathtubs and use water in the music videos, and it's not to be sexy and to be edgy. They do it over and over. I have plenty of videos on the website, Uprising Revival, that I've done in the past that have been scrubbed that show you the symbolism of the bathtub and the baptism. So Doja Cat's taking her satanic baptism, but it's not any satanic baptism, okay? It's not blood in there. It's not water in there. It's what? Wait for it. It's the black goo, this black substance. They seem really obsessed with this black substance. Anyone familiar with the videos I've done on the black goo and on graphene? No? Well, join the website. But there's plenty of symbolism out there if you want to look it up for yourself. You know how all these celebrities are just obsessed with this black goo? I mean, Lady Gaga's bathing in it, Madonna. I mean, they all are just bathing in it. Billie Eilish has it coming out of her eyeballs. What could they be referencing with this black goo? Could it be the same black goo that people don't realize is going into their bodies? I don't know. I mean, that's something I should be very careful covering here. But most of you know where this is going with the black goo because you've seen the constant obsession with black goo. You see, when you see a pattern and you see repetition, you're supposed to kind of snap out of the mind control and say, wow, why are they all doing this? Why are they all showing you this? Well, you're under a spell. They're showing you this stuff and you're under a spell and you don't realize that they're revealing everything to you because it's universal law. They're showing you what's actually happening and what they're doing to you and to humanity. Okay? The black goo is something that they always use. And it's not because what did somebody just go, what makes you think that they were just like, wouldn't it be really cool to do black goo like from the movies like Prometheus and Aliens, et cetera, now to all the music videos where all of these people, nobody's playing copycat? What is this? Like she didn't see the Lady Gaga do this with the black goo? Nobody's like, hey, Lady Gaga did that. Get your own writing here. Get your own cinematographer who could come up with their own thing. That's a copycat stuff. Oh, it doesn't matter. Of course they're all copying each other. That's why I'll continue to show you. You'll see the same stuff over and over because that's what it is. But the black goo is in reference to a certain something. Of course, you have the TV with the frequencies. You have the black goo. You have connectivity, as the kids say, right? Connect the world, right? Isn't that Facebook's motto? Connecting everyone? Yeah, they're connecting you all right. See those towers going up? Remember the tower from Westworld and how people were connected? It's happening right before your eyes right now. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you could join the website or you could find some of my older videos. But Doja Cat is in the black goo, ladies and gentlemen. It gets even funnier because what's right behind Doja Cat? Oh, it's a demonic hand, but what is on Doja Cat's head? Oh, an eyeball. So if Doja Cat didn't let you know the last time he made a music video, that Doja Cat was a failed optometrist. Doja Cat wants to remind you that Doja Cat loves eyeballs, okay? Don't worry about the eyeball just in general on the dollar bill. Don't worry about the constant seeing of eyeballs on celebrities' coats, shirts. They just all love the dollar. Is that what we're supposed to do? No, this is the all-seeing eye of Lucifer. That's why you always see the all-seeing eye symbolism, right? That's why it's on the dollar bill. They're telling you whose world this is, who's in charge of Mystery Babylon here in America. That's why it's right on the currency. Doja Cat, somebody just got a magic marker. I guess this is just a coincidence, right? Somebody was just on set. Doja Cat was just like, I don't know what we should do with this music video about demons. How about I take a bath in some black vomit? And they're like, yeah, it's a great idea. Okay, right? And then people will hear this and they'll be like, well, the demon's black. She's going into black paint. If that's how the stupid people, naive people will think. Okay, so where did the eyeball come from? Someone was just on set with a Sharpie and they're like, hey, Doja Cat, can I just draw in your hair? And she's like, yeah, draw in my hair. And it just drew an eyeball. Just an eyeball of all things, right? So the eyeball, again, remember in the previous video I did on Doja Cat 3 weeks ago, you had eyeballs hanging, flying around the sky. I mean, Doja Cat must have really, really wanted to be an optometrist beyond anything the other actors and celebrities and musicians have ever tried to do. Because Doja Cat is just really, really letting us know these days. So then we get an aerial shot of Doja Cat inside the black goo. And of course, Doja Cat suddenly becomes demonically possessed, right? But that's a coincidence too, that Doja Cat's demonically possessed while bathing in the black goo, right? With the eyeball on Doja Cat's head, right? These are all just mere coincidences, of course, with demons and demonic possession while the static television's on. And then it gets even funny. It looks like we have the demons wrapping up in the attic. Of course, they're topless, or at least Doja is, and that's not considered nudity on YouTube. I have to be careful with some of the screenshots that I use here. But then what do we get? We get Wednesday Addams here going into the attic to see what's going on with a camcorder, and then we get cut to Doja Cat not being demonically possessed, because if you haven't noticed, Doja Cat is the demon thing that was standing on the roof. And what's randomly surrounding Doja Cat? Oh, it's a room full of goats. That's right, a room full of goats. Does anybody want to connect this here? Okay, we all understand who listen to this channel, the symbolism of the black goo, the symbolism of goats, right? Does everybody kind of understand, even if you're new to this stuff, the goat, the upside down pentagram, the goat, the Baphomet, okay? This is all satanic symbolism. This is basic 101 stuff, right? But tell me how this connects to Doja Cat on a typewriter in an attic. Suddenly there's goats in the attic, right? So what are the dumbed down people who see this actually thinking? What is processing in their brain? Oh, Doja Cat's in the attic and she's writing those red hot lyrics. Remember those lyrics that I read earlier? You want to hear them again? How my demons look now that my pocket's full. How my demons look now that you biatch shook. Oh, wow, really? I mean, this is deep. It's so deep that I'm starting to cry. It's so emotionally deep. Okay, so Doja Cat's in the attic writing these amazing lyrics. Does anyone want to at least explain why there's goats surrounding Doja Cat? Right? I mean, this isn't Doja Cat's home, or maybe it was in the past. They're trying to say, why are there goats in the attic then for this storyline we're supposed to be filming? Oh, okay. But for those, I mean, nobody can give you an explanation for it. Oh, because goats are cool? Right? Why do you think they're normalizing things with goats? Like calling people the GOAT, the greatest of all time, right? Slowly just seeping the term GOAT to being the greatest and all these things in our society. How about goat yoga with the celebrities? Is that a coincidence too? Goats are just so popular right now, right? Goats, Baphomet, Satan. No? Remember the Rolling Stones even had the goat head on the album cover? I mean, there's just so many things that are just so obvious that nobody sees. And again, they're getting away with it in this period of time because people are so dumb. They see this, they have no idea. They're like, that's a conspiracy. There's goats in there because everybody knows that Doja Cat has a goat farm and loves her pet goats, so she brings them on. Oh, okay. So then we continue, and we have more demon possession. The demons are in the kitchen. You got one demon throwing the pots and pans on top of the sink. I don't know what the demon had for dinner or for breakfast, but I mean, somebody want to get the demon a toothbrush? You'd think that these demons at least would brush their teeth, for crying out loud. You're in a music video, buddy. Try a little, teeth whitener, maybe. Then you move on here towards the end, right? So it's all over. We get all that demonic possession and demons running amok and kids being planted in front of the static television screen so they can get their little frequency programming, right? Get it? How they're getting put under demonic possession from the programming and some other things going on inside people's bodies. But then we get this Christian Breslauer, right? So I'm like, what is this? Who's this guy? Christian Breslauer, because, he's the guy who put all this symbolism into it, right? He's the director. Him and Doja Cat, right? Well, we already seen that Doja Cat's obsessed with Satan, right? So this guy just came up with, is this the guy responsible for throwing goats and black goo? And so I was like, well, I'll just take a look and see what's on his Instagram account, right? And of course, this guy has the nerve to call himself what on Instagram? Christ the director. So there's a blasphemy right off the bat, right? And he's obviously promoting. He's so proud of his new video. You could see in his Instagram that he's connected to, lots of celebrities, Drake and Little Nas X, who happened to do a lap dance with Baphomet in his video or her video, whatever he is. And then you scroll down and you get this. Did somebody say pizza? Oh, so he directed a music video where a guy's face is pizza, where a guy has duct taped pizza slices to his face, and the whole video is about pizza, right? So I guess this guy's making millions of dollars because he's so talented. They were like, hey, you want to make a music video? And he was like, they're like, you got to hire this guy. This guy, it'll cost you $5 to $10 million, but it's worth it. He's like, oh my goodness, it's real creative. Yeah. He gets on set. He's like, yeah, I just ordered a pizza. We're going to duct tape it to your face. Then people are going to come to the door with faces of pizza. We're going to have pizza on your record player. You name it, pizza. And then everyone's there is like, oh my goodness, where did you find this guy? He's incredible. What an artist. He's a visionary. Yeah. Maybe we'll duct tape pizza to our buttholes too. Wow, pizza, what a theme. Never seen it before. Is this paying homage to the Ninja Turtles? Oh, of course not, because we all know what pizza means to the occult, right? And that's why you always see celebrities promoting pizza. Not because it's their favorite food, okay? They do weird things with pizza all the time. Well, they're referencing these things that they do with kids all the time. And you know what else they're referencing? Adrenaline. Google Chrome. Right? You can connect the dots. The algorithm loves to go after that one, so you got to be really careful in saying it. But that's what they're talking about here, right? Oh no, I'm a conspiracy nut. He's an artist. I'm jealous. These are the things I've always heard in the past. They don't affect me and make me angry. They make me laugh because I just am like, wow, these people are really, really idiots. It's amazing. If I wasn't so hell-bent on getting truth out, I wasn't so hell-bent on helping wake these people up who criticize me and all that stuff, I would be out there probably making 10 figures a month, really, or something like that, if I cared about money, because I would just be taking advantage of these people because they're so stupid. Imagine working with people who think that this type of stuff, or being in the workplace with people who think this type of stuff is like naturally occurring. They're so dumb and naive. They're suckers. They're suckers all around us. Look at this. This guy makes the video about demons, and then how do we, connect the dots to pizza? There we go. right? We just got pizza duct taped to someone's face. He says, "Does somebody say pizza?" Guy's calling himself Christ the Director on Instagram, right? You even have the all-seeing eye symbolism in his picture there with the black eye under one eye, panda eye, and the other eye, I mean, it's really getting ridiculous at this point if you don't see it. I mean, we're separating the wheat from the tare, and not to mention the fact that in Doja Cat's video, even referencing sheep and things like that. I mean, everything they talk about is all biblical for people that actually understand and have read the Bible and see. I mean, you don't have to be some type of a rocket scientist. All you have to do is just snap out of it and actually listen to what they're saying and look at the imagery that they're showing you. That's all that it takes, right? She says, "I'm a puppet. I'm a sheep. I'm a cash cow." Yeah. Well, she's a puppet for the elites. But she's no sheep. She's a wolf, if anything. I don't even know what this thing is. But this is Doja Cat, ladies and gentlemen. The director is he's ready for some pizza. Of course, because it's his favorite food. We all make music videos. We're all paid millions of dollars to make music videos so that we could just duct tape pizza to people's faces and be told that we're amazing artists and visionaries like these people do to each other. Then they just laugh hysterically because they're able to censor people like me and you, and they're able to brainwash everybody in between. And these people are like, "Oh, they're all jealous of these guys. They're great. That's an art." Having the goats in the attic, having that black goo in the tub. I haven't seen that before. I haven't seen black goo thousands of times. And of course, having an eyeball drawn with a Sharpie on the back of Doja Cat's head, right? Amazing, ladies and gentlemen. This is the occult running amok in our society. Doja Cat can come out with demons. Doja Cat can come out with paint it red, paint the town red, and people won't blink. What's next? Doja Cat's going to come out, sacrifice a child in the video, have the Baphomet in the video, have the video called "I'm a Satanist," and people are going to go, "No, Doja Cat's not a Satanist. It's art. It's her expressing herself." How much more do you need to see from these people to realize what they are? Then there's articles out there about Doja Cat. Is Doja Cat a Satanist? Does Doja Cat worship them? I don't know. What do you think this crud is that I'm showing you? Oh, is this his artwork? This is artistry, right? It's not even like one random video. It's just consistent from all of them. And if you watched me over the years, even though I'm a new YouTuber, it's just consistent. It's a consistent theme, a consistent pattern, consistent signs and symbols. They don't stop. They're relentless. They are obsessed with Lucifer. They worship Lucifer, and they constantly let you know that they do. They let Christians know, and there's Christians who will play this for their kids. They're like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. Oh, that stuff's not real. Oh, God's not speaking literally about demon possession. When Jesus is casting out demons in the Bible, he's not literally doing." Oh, he's not? He's not. Oh, okay. This is a spiritual war that's going on. And the problem is that there's too many of us on the battlefield by ourselves, while the rest of our brethren is dumbed down, sound asleep, and wanting to preach prosperity, wanting to preach love, wanting to say, "Oh, come on, that stuff's too dark, man. You're just in a dark place." I'm not in a dark place. I've been called to do this. No pun intended with that word. Called to do it, in my opinion. And that's why there's been success with this channel, even here, again. Is I won't stop trying to wake people up, especially Christians at this point, who are getting lukewarmed because they see garbage like this and then they dismiss it because it's too much for them to accept. It's too hard for their brain to process what these people do. You don't think when I first learned all this stuff that it wasn't hard for me to separate being a part of this matrix, even though I always felt like I didn't belong or fit in any of this stuff? You don't think it was hard for me when I learned about McMartin and this stuff? You don't think I wanted to, dump a bottle of Jack Daniels in my eyes? You don't think I wanted to go into a deep depression, or that I didn't go into one when I first learned about it? And people are like, "Then don't read about that stuff. Don't learn it." How do you not learn about it? What do you want to live in? You want to live in fantasy land while these people are doing this stuff to children, to all of us, to humanity, the stuff you see what they're doing, the governments are to us, these Satanists? They're like, oh, then what? Then your kids or my kids or anybody who has kids or whatever. Friends who have kids, you all know somebody's kids, and they grow up in this and their souls are damned because we all just turned a blind eye because it was too hard to handle all this. Yeah, it is hard to handle. But you know what? At some point, we all need to be adults. And the men out there need to be men. And we need to see these things and show these things and expose these things. And eventually, when God calls us to, these people are going to get their just due. And it might be before the trumpets sound. I remind everybody, please subscribe to my backup channels. I might get a strike on this video. I gotta be careful with what I say, but sub to my backup channels. If you want uncensored content, please go to the website. A lot of my old content's going up over there. It's uprisingrevival.com. It's $2.99 a month. It's troll-free. It's ad-free. It's unlimited amount of access, unlimited amount of videos I can upload over there, so I have to pay money to be able to do that, as well as the forum where you could share everything that you know and learn a lot of real stuff instead of all this fake crap that they pump into our brains every day, beat it into our heads like it's reality when it's not. It's a fictitious lie. It's a matrix that we're living in. And Doja Cat will let you know firsthand, as all these artists do, as they play dumb. They're like, hell, I'm not in the Illuminati. I'm not they're all conspiracy theorists, right? Oh, what are the goats for? What's the black goo for? Huh? Want to tell us? Oh, you're demon possessed. Oh, I'm paying homage to Poltergeist. Oh, is that it? Oh, that's so creative. And you're making how much money with lyrics like, how my demons look now that my pocket's full? I've never heard lyrics like that before. It sounds like every single mainstream song in today's society where you just dumb these kids down to do drugs, to drink, and to want money and not to have to work for it or learn any trades, of course. You could just write, apparently, just lyrics like this, the kids think, and become famous. They don't even realize these people are dumbing you down. They're put in these positions because they're in secret societies and members of the occult. They're only there because of the sacrifices they've committed to get in these positions. And then they pretend to you, oh, you could do it too. Or you deserve this. You're a victim because of someone else's skin color. You're a victim. They are working you, if you buy into these people. They are working you to death 24/7. They are pumping it in, pumping it in, pumping it in. And it's sticking to some of these idiots out there. And that's why we live amongst absolute morons while they're destroying not only our country, our earth. And I'm not talking about the environment, because those are all things that they're creating. I'm talking about just the mental capacity, the mental health, so to speak, as they always talk about, of our society, hitting you with frequencies, EMFs. I mean, it's unbelievable what they're doing and showing you that they're doing it. But, you know, people just look and they're like, it's considered, because they can't process it, because they won't process it. It's too much. They just turn away. I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to. That's too much. That's what I hear all the time from people. Oh, what are you looking at that dark stuff for? You got to stop looking at that dark stuff. You got to look at the good stuff. Okay, so who's going to expose these people if people like me aren't looking at the dark stuff? What do you want me to tell you? You know, you could read the Bible on your own and see all of these things. God tells us all these things. In prophecy, all these things, right? If you're down and you need to read the Psalms, you need to read the good news, you obviously could always just remind yourself that you're saved through the blood of Christ, and you could go, well, I don't care about that because I'm saved. That's fine. But to me, I look at this stuff and I go, what about all these kids out there that see this poison? That's what it is. It's pure poison for the soul. These people are poisoning our society every which way. And we got to wake everybody up. I thank everyone for being here. Please share this video if you found it helpful. And hope everybody out there is doing well. God bless all of you, as always, and your families.